On tonight's newscast, a young Muslim girl speaks out on bullying. Find out how much money the ACC is making off of March Madness and hear about how you can pre-order the new iPhone SE.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome to the National Rundown. I'm Zara Asad.
And I'm Essence Money. A San Diego Naval Hospital is no longer under lockdown after hours of precautious steps following an anonymous call to local law enforcement that was warned there was an active shooter in the building and that other gunmen were possibly on the way. Police teams accompanied by dogs searched the medical complex to only find 4 unused rounds of ammunition. No injuries have been reported.
President Obama's administration announces that security in major transit locations throughout America are going to be amped up. The announcement came following Tuesday's bombing in Brussels. Homeland Security Secretary John Johnson stressed that no specific critical sources link a similar plot to terrorism in America. But Johnson expressed that the Transportation Security Administration would start adding additional security at major airports and railroad stations in multiple cities. And now, how a 12-year-old Muslim girl took on her bully.
That's how I feel. I just feel really scared. I don't feel like coming to school.
13-year-old Nikki Hussein says she's had enough. She doesn't want her face shown on TV, but isn't afraid to speak out against bullying.
This guy in class, he pulled my scarf to the side, or in Arabic we call it hijab. After that, he called me a terrorist, and he asked me twice if you are a terrorist, and I said no.
The 7th grader says it happened last Thursday at Cesar Chavez Middle School. What's more troubling, she says she told her teacher, who just told the boy to stop. So she told a second teacher, who reported it to an administrator. Today, district and school staff met with her mother.
We would hope to see how it is that we can work with her in whatever way she feels comfortable to help us deliver a clear message that in our community, in Hayward, we strive to be a safe and inviting and inclusive community.
The Council on American Islamic Relations says Nikki is one of many Muslim students who have been targeted.
In our office alone, we've received a very sharp uptick of reports of school bullying, teacher discrimination, all sorts of issues stemming from schools all across the Bay Area, especially in the 5-6 months where the political rhetoric has reached really scary levels.
I want to give a message out to everyone who wears the hijab to not care what other people say.
Nikki tells us that she will continue to proudly wear her hijab. The district didn't say what kind of disciplinary action it took against this boy, but Karen tells us that he will no longer be attending this school in the near future. In Hayward, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.
Customers looking to get their hands on the newest Apple products can now do so, and they're smaller than ever. Apple announced both the iPhone SE and 9.7 iPad Pro are now available for pre-sale at its Let Us Loop You. I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Let Us Loop You in press event on Monday. The iPhone SE comes with a 4-inch screen, making it notably smaller than the iPhone 6 and 6s Plus. The handset also features Apple's A9 processor and a 12-megapixel rear-facing camera. The devices will start shipping to customers on March 31st. A law has been passed granting protections to gays and transgender people. The North Carolina State Legislature law passed coming after the city of Charlotte passed a measure protecting gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people from being discriminated against by businesses. On February 22nd, the City Council voted to expand those protections to apply to sexual orientation and gender identity too. The most controversial element of Charlotte's ordinary was the approval of trans people using the bathrooms that corresponded with their gender identity.
Trustees at Rowan University approved the sale of 100 acres of land to Inspira Health Network. The $11.5 million sale was approved on Tuesday, with $1 million of that going to future internships opportunities for students. The commander of American and NATO forces make amends for the Afghan hospital bombing that killed at least 30 staff and patients nearly 6 months ago. General John Nicholson personally apologized to the families of the victims on Tuesday. President Obama promised a Defense Department inquiry which would uncover what went wrong after the airstrike. And here's Amanda Steinberg with the National Sports News.
It's March, ladies and gentlemen, and just like every year, there's madness. The NCAA has ranked in over $30 million, and they're expected to make more. In more sports news, Robert Griffin III signed with the Cleveland Browns today. Griffin is the latest quarterback project for the Browns after they dropped Johnny Manziel. Griffin's contract is good for 2 years, and only time will tell how well he plays for the team. Now, to turn back to the Diamonds, where the always controversial Alex Rodriguez from the New York Yankees announced his retirement plans after the 2017 season. That gives him plenty of time to make one more mistake to earn the lifetime ban in baseball. That does it for sports today. Back to you guys at the desk.
When we come back, we'll hear an update from Summer Shiki on what Donald Trump and Ted Cruz have to say about the attacks in Brussels.
Danse, balance sur la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
The city of Flint, Michigan is still in turmoil with the water crisis taking place in the city. A final report released by a government-appointed task force said the responsibility lies with the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality. There was a 62-page report released by the Environmental Quality Department that puts blame on state officials. It also knocked the ongoing effort on the state and the attempts they have been making to redeem the situation.
And now we turn to Ricky, who has a scoop on everything from superheroes to Hannah Montana in our report in entertainment news.
Thanks, guys. You heard right. I got plenty to talk about. This week's entertainment gives us our first look at actress Robin Wright's character in DC Comics' upcoming Wonder Woman film. The House of Cards actress plays the aunt for the title character, who's played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. The movie will be released next summer. The first trailer for the Lego Batman movie is making its round online, and the LA Times says this Batman is actually funny, unlike his current live-action counterparts. Will Arnett voices the Caped Crusader in this spin-off of his hit Lego movie from 2014. The Lego Batman movie is scheduled for release February of next year. And to bring about some nostalgia, today marks the 10th anniversary of the premiere of Hannah Montana. The occasion had Miley Cyrus posting, "Even though HM is chopped up into little tiny pieces and buried in my backyard, she will always hold a very special place in my heart." How sweet. That'll do it for entertainment. Now back to the news.
Here's Samantha with the update on Brussels.
Thanks, guys. First, an update on the terrorist attacks in Brussels. The investigation is still ongoing, but it has been discovered that 2 of the bombers were brothers. The Belgian federal prosecutor announced that Ibrahim El Barouki took part in the airport bombings and Khalid El Barouki took part in the metro station bombing. The Islamic extremist group, ISIS, will be losing control of Palmyra. The Syrian state media made an announcement that Syrian troops are about to retake the city. ISIS took over the Syrian city last May. Yukmin Dennis Lowe, a scientist based in Hong Kong, has used a previous DNA discovery to create very accurate genetic testing for unborn babies and adults. He hopes these tests will help people to discover possible health problems earlier, even including cancer. Radovan Karadzic, who was found guilty of genocide and other crimes against humanity, is sentenced to 40 years in prison. The majority of the crimes were committed during the Bosnian War that took place from 1992 to 1995. That's all for today. This has been Samantha Barrett for the World News Minute. Back to you guys at the desk.
Here's Summer with the look on how politics responded to the attack on Brussels.
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So what are Trump's views on the attack that happened?
So Trump believes that this is just the beginning of these terrorist attacks and that it's going to get worse and worse as time goes on if we allow Muslims to come into our country, the United States. But he believes that it's not just going to be bad here, it's going to be bad everywhere.
And what actions would Trump take if he does take authority?
So after the terrorist attacks, Donald Trump has suggested that America should scale back its contribution to NATO, and since it's headquartered in Brussels. He also said that he's open to nuclear retaliation. So that's what he's...
And have we heard anything about what Ted Cruz has to say? I'm sure he has something to say.
Well, he totally disagrees with Donald Trump, and he believes that America shouldn't withdraw from NATO because right now, as you see, they have, in the headquarters, they've just gotten a terrorist attack in the headquarters. So they need the help that they need over there. And he believes that it would just be giving ISIS a win if they decided to do that.
And what will Cruz do if he had authority?
He believes that we should increase security in Muslim communities in the U.S., but he doesn't believe that we should retaliate with nuclear weapons and all that, like Trump is saying.
Wow, so hearing a lot of Muslim rhetoric. Thank you, Summer.
Thank you so much. Firefighters are dealing with wildfires that are causing havoc from Oklahoma to Kansas. The fire has already burned over an estimated 620 square miles. The inferno started on Tuesday near a bordering county in Oklahoma and moved into Kansas. Firefighters tried to contain the blaze, but heavy winds moving at over 25 miles per hour prevented an attack on the fire earlier today. Crews working around the clock trying to stop the spread of the wildfire expect the blaze to continue through Friday.
A new poll by CNN has found that voters believe Hillary Clinton would overtake Donald Trump if both candidates won their respective parties. The results reveal that Clinton would have an edge over Trump. The survey also resulted with 51% of voters believing Clinton will be more in touch with the middle class compared to Trump's 36%.
Coming up, we explain how naps can be bad for your health.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
The Chicago Tribune is suing the Chicago Police Department for failing to provide emails that involved former Superintendent Gary McCarthy. The lawsuit filed in Cook County Court is asking a judge to force the records requested in the Chicago Tribune's Freedom of Information Act request. The request was made in early January for McCarthy's emails for December of 2015. The Chicago Police Department attempted to comply with the request, but in the lawsuit, it was stated they did not present any information or documents as promised.
Kanye West has opened a pop-up merchandise store for his new album, The Life of Pablo, located in the Soho neighborhood of New York City. Fans mobbed the store for a chance for a limited edition merchandise. West claims that in the 3 days it was open to made $1 million. Taking naps may actually be dangerous to your health. At least that's what a study from the American College of Cardiology says. According to the study, people who nap are more likely to develop high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and even an increased chance of contracting diabetes.
Is the Pope the most popular political world leader? Stick around to find out.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger.
They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Pope Francis is one of the most popular world political leaders, according to a new Gallup opinion poll. Many Protestants and atheists view him favorably. The Pope was the most popular with Roman Catholics than with any other religious group. President Obama on his South American trip will be visiting Argentina, a country that for the last 13 years has been politically divided in two. There was a populist rule that many citizens deeply disagreed with. It has put the country in an insecure economic situation, nearly bankrupting the entire country's economy. Citizens hope that Obama's visit will help to jumpstart parts of the economy again by opening the door for business.
You might think that Halloween or Valentine's Day is the biggest holiday for candy companies' sales, but believe it or not, Easter actually comes in first place. Last year, Americans brought over $800 million in cream-filled eggs, chocolate bunnies, and marshmallow peeps. When looking at weight, 146 million pounds of candy were purchased in the week before Easter. That is almost a half a pound of candy for everyone in the country, or the weight of more than 11,000 African bush elephants. And now to Chet with the forecast for the Easter weekend.
Thanks, guys. Well, after another spring-like day today, we're going to have some clouds rolling in tonight. It will be breezy and mild with a low of 59 degrees. And now let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow will be another picture-perfect spring day, temperatures being right around 70 degrees. And Saturday and Sunday for both your Easter weekend days, we'll have plenty of sunshine with a high of 59 for Saturday, and Sunday for your actual Easter holiday. It's looking at partly cloudy, temperatures hitting right around 64, perfect for all your outdoor spring Easter activities. Mondays being your only chance of rain in the 5-day, and Tuesday the sunshine returns for more spring-like weather with temperatures in the mid-50s. And now let's take a look at your weather window. So as you can see from today's weather window, it was just another sunny, beautiful spring day outside. Plenty of sunshine, great weather to just get outside and soak up the sun any way possible. It was highs in the 70s, and any way you could walk or bike or just get out to enjoy a little fresh air, it was a perfect day for that. So speaking of sunny weather, this weekend is also looking to shape up to be really well for your Easter holiday if you celebrate that. Okay. Do you guys have any outside plans?
Do you guys celebrate it?
Church and Easter egg hunt.
There you go. It's great. Great weather for the weekend to be outside.
Yeah, and it'll be good for the whole Easter hunt.
Yes.
There's one.
That's all for the National Rundown. I'm Essence Money.
And I'm Zara Asad. Have a great night.